Hello, hello, you awesome people. Did y'all see? The house get lives at 5. When you have 3 kids, the house is always live. Yeah, you watch TV? Anyway, y'all know it's Black Her Story Month, Black History Month. On and on again, we gonna go in depth on who started Black history, how it started, when it started. We gonna speak about everything black. Just look at this as your African American course. So we gonna be starting that segment very soon. Because enough is not talked about it. Because you have different units and different periods at different times. So let's jump into the Zydeco Musiq. Zydeco Musiq has been around for years, probably over a century. Zydeco Musiq started in Louisiana, started in the woods. So a lot of times you hear artists like Buzu, you hear artists like Rosie, you hear artists like the CBA, you hear artists like Lil Nate. You may even hear Ardwans. They'll speak about the woods a lot. Now, the woods are the Acadiana, and Acadiana is very, very huge. The wife is going to explain a little bit about the Acadiana, the history and her story of it, her connection to the Acadiana, because y'all know it stretches forever. Babe, what's the tip of the Acadiana? Either or. Either or. Okay. And where does it begin? Okay, I'm sorry. Where does it end? I apologize. And y'all can see that's very far. So from Lake Charles all the way to the around New Orleans area. Yeah, so as y'all know, Plaquemine is 30 minutes from Baton Rouge. And y'all know Baton Rouge is an hour from New Orleans. You see, Acadiana is huge. It is very huge. And so that influence and influx of music transpired here in Texas, which was, it helped get started in Port Arthur. So the great Buckwheat was actually working in Port Arthur. He was working offshore. So as y'all know, a lot of individuals from Texas and Louisiana, we always transgress. So people from Texas go to Louisiana, people from Louisiana come to Texas. Because y'all know it's always been a big thing, especially working offshore. Because that's a lot of times that's where the money was at. And so the reason that happened, because you got families, you got to support your family. So if you're in Orange, you may have family in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, you may have family in Ville Platte, you may have family in Mamou, you may have family in Opelousas, Karen Crow, Kenner, Slidell, Metairie, Marrero, Nola, Gretna. List goes on and on and on. And so a lot of these men and women, they need an escape. Because as black people, music has always been an escape for us. And so they came up with Zydeco. So Zydeco is, I guess you could say, our country music, if that makes any type of sense. So one of my favorite instruments that I love, is actually called the washboard. So you have spoons, and they scrub that thing. When you hear that, that's the washboard. And so the reason why I love it so much, because the washboard is something that you can be passionate about, even if you're not really good with the accordion, even if you may not be good with the guitar, even if you may not be good with the drum sets or the piano. If you're good on that washboard, you can make a name for yourself. I promise you. I've been trying to holler at my kid on Nate. I'm like, little Nate, holler at me, man. I'm cold on that washboard, man. I do that. Man, I will, man, what? I get on that thing. Like the wife said, it's for people who not really good at any other instruments. So yeah, man, that's kind of the origins of Zydeco Music. And, you know, we have had a lot of pioneers, man. Please, if you've never heard Zydeco Musiq, if you never listened to it, I encourage you, go listen to it, man. Listen to Rosie, the great Rosie Ledette out of Acadiana. You know, listen to Lil Nate out of Acadiana, Buzu, Acadiana. You know, the Ardoins. The Ardoins is 3 generations of them who were into Zydeco. You got the Simier family. You know what I'm saying? You got Buckwheat. Buckwheat, one of the originators. You know, you got Merson Honor Bojack. Bojack, one of the originators. You know, you got, you know, you even got, you know, some of the newer Zydeco artists as far as with J. Paul. He's out of Conroe, Texas. And Conroe, man, how far is Conroe from H-Town? About an hour. So yeah, man, like, you know, you even got, you know, the new steppers, you know, the new steppers, you know, Brian Jack. I believe Brian Jack, I want to say, is out of Humble. Yeah, I think, right? He's out of Humble, I believe.
Yeah, Humble or Conroe.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you have a lot of influx of Zydeco artists who have come out, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, please, man, I encourage y'all. You know, it's part of our story. It's part of her story. It's part of history. So definitely encourage you. I know they actually used to have a museum for Zydeco, but it burned down, unfortunately. So hopefully, you know, one day another museum can get created. But yeah, man, definitely encourage y'all, man. Go do that. You know what I'm saying? Listen to the stories, hear the music, hear the beautiful music that come out. And hey, go do that thing, y'all. All right, y'all. Peace, love, happiness. Peace.